Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. So today I have a video for you on my top fragrances to wear to a wedding, to your wedding, as a wedding guest for 2022. So I'm going to be taking you through all the different ones that I recommend would be appropriate and really pretty for a wedding. If you're new here, then hello, welcome. We are all about perfumes. I have hundreds and hundreds of videos just like this going through perfumes for different occasions, seasons, different types of perfumes and entire perfume ranges. And I also have my blog as well, which has loads of articles on, so do check them out. If you want to know about something in perfume, I probably have a video or an article on it. And if you're a regular viewer, do check to see if you are subscribed, and you can turn on notifications so you don't miss any new videos. You can also sign up to my newsletter in the description box below to get the latest videos, content and latest news on my fragrance range that I'm launching later this year. And all the perfumes that I talk about in this video I will link to where you can buy them down below in the description box, and where they're available across UK, Europe, North America and Australia, where they're available. Cool, so I think for a wedding perfume you want something that's quite romantic, feminine, pretty. You don't want something that's too sexy or sweet or spicy. You want something that's just romantic and pretty and potentially floral, because obviously there's lots of flowers at a wedding typically. And again, as a wedding guest, you don't want something that's gonna like overshadow the event, the bride. You don't want everyone to be smelling your perfume, so you want something a little bit more subtle and again something very pretty, I think. So without a doubt, my top wedding scent recommendation has always been, and probably will always be, the Elie Saab Les Parfums. So this is a fragrance which I talk about a lot. You're probably sick of hearing about it. It's essentially a really beautiful sparkling orange blossom, and it's like a sparkling champagne. It's really classy and elegant and pretty, but it's also great for lasting. It's an eau de parfum, and it's been out for over 10 years now, and you can usually find it discounted as well. They have a new version out called Les Parfums Lumière, which is very, very similar. It just has a bit more oranginess to it, but it's fundamentally the same, and it comes in this gorgeous bottle. I think Elie Saab is definitely a perfect wedding perfume. They have some other versions which are more spicier, heavier. I wouldn't say those were good wedding perfumes. The essential version is quite pretty, perhaps for someone looking for something a bit younger for a wedding, but I think this is perfect for the bride or as a guest. It's just really romantic, really special. I do have a video articles that go through the entire Elie Saab range in detail, so if you haven't heard of it and you haven't tried it, I really recommend you do. So my next recommendation, and probably one that I would wear if I wasn't wearing the Elie Saab, is Irresistible Givenchy. This is a relatively new release. It's been out a few years, and it's the original eau de parfum that I recommend. They have an eau de toilette and an eau fresh one, but it's the original. This again has that sparkling quality which I think is really classy. Now this is a rose. Rose is often, of course, used in weddings, so it would go perfectly with that. And then you've got this really fresh pear note, which is uplifting and gives it this sparkling quality, which I love. Even though it's a relatively, not subtle, but delicate scent, it does have projection, lasting power, and I do get comments when I wear it and I can smell it on me. I really love it. I would recommend, if you really want it to last, maybe getting the body lotion or something to accompany it if you're not going to have time to top up. But for me, this is like a super romantic, really pretty scent, which I'm almost out of, so I'll need to be getting some more. But definitely one of my personal favourite perfumes and perfect for a wedding. A brand new perfume, which when I smelt it really made me think of something very delicate and pretty. This is probably the most delicate of all of the ones I'm going to talk about. It's the new one from Narciso Rodriguez, and it's called Narciso Crystal, and it's in this sort of ballerina pink branding. And this one has a more muskiness to it. It reminds me of ballet, I guess, because it's that ballerina pink, sort of very innocent, pretty, quite close, subtle scent. If you want something that sort of becomes like the smell of you as a human, like it not necessarily is flowery or anything, it's more just like creamy, cashmere-y, feminine, bit of floral. It just sort of would smell like you. It wouldn't necessarily be that it's your perfume, it could be just you in general that have that smell, if that makes sense. It's not like one of these ones that's obviously you're wearing a perfume. It's that type of vibe. I know some people want something quite subtle for their wedding and quite clean, and I think this is just perfect for that kind of occasion. I think also if you're looking for gifts, I don't know, like for wedding favors or for bridesmaids, something like this is very neutral and pretty, and the coloring, you know, this baby pink, if you're going for that type of theme for the wedding, would be ideal as well. This is brand new, so it won't be available everywhere. It's literally been out a few weeks, but I'm loving it, and I love the colors as well. So for me personally, I always think the Air-In fragrances from Estee Lauder are great wedding scents. The branding and everything is so beautiful. All the bottles are like this, and they have different colored sort of precious stone caps. These are more pricey. Out of all of these, your 50ml is about £100. Now my personal favorite is hibiscus palm, which is coconutty hibiscus tropical. So if you have like a wedding on a beach or something, this could be good, but I think for a typical, you know, British wedding, somewhere that's not that tropical, or if you want something a bit more delicate, the others in the range, I think Mediterranean honeysuckle is very pretty. They have Aegean blossom as well. They're quite lemony, a lot of them, so good for if it's quite hot weather, you want something delicate, pretty, fresh. They also have heavier ones and the rose ones. But yeah, the hibiscus palm is my personal favorite, but I find it more of a, you know, vacation, tropical weather scent than a wedding scent. I think peony fragrances are perfect for weddings. My favourite peonies are Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet. Versace Bright Crystal, the Absolute version, is the one I recommend. They're both very clean, crisp peony scents, and the Versace one actually has a lotus note in it, which I love. It's quite a blingy bottle. The Miss Dior one is obviously much more romantic and sort of weddingy, but it's like 3 times the price of the Versace one, so depends what you want. But yeah, I definitely, whenever I wear these, I always think of that kind of romantic wedding vibe. I love peonies. I'd love to have peonies at my wedding. So definitely if you're using peonies, these would complement that perfectly. Another great one actually from Estee Lauder is their beautiful Magnolia. This is the Eau de Parfum version, not the intense one that came out this year. This is really clean again, kind of like the peonies, but Magnolia, it's a little bit more floral, but it's still quite watery, aquatic-y, fresh, uplifting. The lasting power on this, it's an eau de parfum, is better, I would say, than Miss Dior Blooming Bouquet, which is an eau de toilette. So if you want something that you don't have to reapply, this might be better for you, but it's that same clean, feminine scent. I think if you want something quite innocent, quite young vibes, Chanel Chance, particularly the Eau Tendre version, would be lovely. It's very fresh and clean and innocent smelling. The Eau Vive one as well, would, you know, a bit more citrus. The fresh one, more green if you're getting married in like a forest or something. And then the original one is quite musky, patchouli. It's the heaviest. I have a video that goes through all the different versions of Chanel Chance, but I know for a wedding, people might want to go for something like a Chanel perfume or a Dior and splash out. So I think from all the Chanel perfumes, the Chance ones are probably the most wedding appropriate, along with their bestseller Coco Mademoiselle. But Coco Mademoiselle is like a bestseller worldwide. There'll definitely be people at the wedding wearing it. So if you want something that's unique and you don't need to stress that you'll smell the same as one of your guests, then I think the Chanel Chance one, it's less likely. But with Dior and Chanel, you know, they are incredibly common in the sense that, you know, they sell millions of units, right? So you do always run that risk that you'll be with someone with the same perfume as you. I I think if you want something quite neutral, quite clean, sophisticated, you don't want anything flowery, the Narciso Rodriguez for her, the original for her perfumes, either the Eau de Parfum, which has a rose added, or the Eau de Toilette in the black bottle. It's incredibly clean, musky and feminine vibe. These are amazing for lasting, both the Eau de Toilette and the Eau de Parfum. I can smell these on people for hours and hours and hours after they've sprayed them, and they're just sophisticated and clean, and kind of like the Narciso Cristal one. It's that clean scent that feels like, is it a perfume or is it just their personal scent, you know, natural smell? And I think that's really classy. So the Narciso ones, these ones definitely best for weddings. The other ones in the range from Narciso tend to be more ambery, spicy. I wouldn't really say they were weddingy or romantic. And then lastly, I have some rose options for you. So the Lancome Idole Eau de Parfum. This is a limited edition from Christmas with the star in it. But I do think that the original one would be lovely for a wedding. It's rose and pear, but it's really quite strong. Again, and if you want something you don't have to keep topping up, and you've got like a rose theme, that would be really lovely. It's a very romantic, feminine scent. The Intense one has some woodier notes to it, and then Idole Aura is vanilla, sexy. So I definitely say the original version. And then for a light, fruity rose, the Dolce & Gabbana Dolce Rose fragrance. This is an Eau de Toilette, so I'd say this would be good if you're getting married on a really hot day. It's that really fresh, just rained pear, you know, like drops of rain on a rose leaf, pear leaf. So it's very fresh, uplifting rose with some fruity top notes. But it is very light. You would want to keep reapplying this, but this will be lovely if it's going to be really hot, a really hot day, and you want something that's uplifting, refreshing. Cool, so those are my wedding scent recommendations. Let me know what other ones you'd add to this list in the comments below, or let me know what you wore to your wedding or to someone else's wedding. Let me know in the comments down below. I do read all your messages. Oh, and I do have a video actually on what the royal ladies wore for their weddings, Kate, Meghan and the Queen, so I'll leave that link down below as well. But that's it guys, so thank you so much for watching as always, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.